A girl was frantically writing numbers on a piece of paper. When the teacher noticed her strange behavior, no matter how the teacher called her, she didn't respond. So the teacher had to take the paper away. But suddenly the girl's face turned solemn, as if she had seen something terrifying. After class, the girl disappeared mysteriously. When the teacher finally found her, her fingernails were covered in blood, and she was trembling all over, as if she had been horribly frightened. There was also a string of bloody numbers on the door, which seemed to have been just written by the girl with her fingers. The scene was extremely eerie. This was a strange incident that happened on campus 50 years ago. Very few people know the real situation now. The only thing known is that the piece of paper left by the girl was finally sealed in a time capsule. And today is the school's once-in-50-year school celebration, and also the day to open the time capsule. In front of the whole school, the time capsule that had been sealed for 50 years was finally opened. The school authorities distributed the items inside to each freshman. A little boy named Jack received a letter. When he opened it, it turned out to be the paper on which the girl had written all those numbers back then. At this moment, something eerie happened. Jack felt that someone was staring at him from a distance, but in the blink of an eye, the person was gone. At night, Jack took the paper home, and his father accidentally noticed it. His father was a physics professor. Looking at the numbers on the paper, he instinctively wanted to study them. He picked out a group of numbers and found that they seemed to represent a date. He started searching online and found that the date actually pointed to a disaster. Cage became more and more curious about these numbers. He found a whiteboard and wrote all the numbers on it. Then he arranged the dates according to the existing patterns. After Cage searched each date one by one, he looked at the content with a solemn expression. He found that each date actually corresponded to a disaster, and there were also the numbers of victims behind the dates, and they all matched exactly. What puzzled Cage the most was that all these disasters had occurred in the past 50 years, but this piece of paper was clearly put in 50 years ago. Could it be that the owner of this paper could foresee the future? The next day, Cage rushed to find an astronomer and informed him of the 3 strings of numbers indicating the upcoming disaster. However, the astronomer thought that all this was just a coincidence, because each string of numbers also contained some meaningless information. Although Cage couldn't explain it either, he still believed that the disaster with 81 deaths was about to happen. Then he quickly went to the school, hoping to find the girl who had written the numbers back then. Unfortunately, the girl had passed away a few years ago, which left Cage without a clue for a while. Helpless, he went home and started watching the news broadcast, hoping to find some clues in it, but he didn't find any reports of disasters related to 81. The next day, on his way to pick up his son from school, he accidentally looked at the coordinates on the navigation. This suddenly made him think of something. He guessed that the numbers that hadn't been cracked before might represent coordinates. After comparison, he actually found that the next disaster was exactly at the coordinate where he was currently located. However, nothing happened around. Just when he thought he had guessed wrong, a plane in the sky had an accident and crashed not far from him. Due to copyright restrictions, it can only be shown up to here. Thank you for watching.